my mom, how do I put this? My mom was very anti-men. Obviously, kids meet other kids via school. I wasn't in school.
Wait. Is she talking about when she was 23? Yeah, people 23 usually are not in school. That's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
So I went to the internet and I found creeps on the internet.
You found creeps and creeps found you. You were an adult. And I have always suspected that there were other men before Nicholas, before Dan. How many other men were there, Gypsy, that wouldn't take you up on your offer, even when you took your clothes off for them?
I did things on the internet I'm not proud of, like take my clothes off for strangers. These men that I would, meet online, they were predatory. And I wasn't thinking anything different other than, yeah, this is an experience that I've had before.
So normal.
It was normal. So it's kind of like I made a secret Facebook account that she didn't know about. I was adding strangers on there.
She is really proud of her work and the ability to secretly do things behind Dee Dee's back. That is not a flex.
Meeting what I thought would be friends.
And then she goes in to talk about Dan and how the people believe she was 15 years old, even though she showed all her paperwork to Dan to prove her real age.
I get out of my mom's bed, pack a bag, go out the front door, hitchhike, meet him at the hospital, and he didn't have a home. He was couch surfing at his friends. Manipulation to the fullest. So I go back with my mom, and that's when I got chained, tied. To me, all these, words, restrained to the bed, happened for 2 weeks.
Oh, and in case you didn't know, Gypsy Rose Blanchard currently has access to the old Emma Rose account, and she's about to be using that for content that she just added to her stories. And in this screenshot, she's showing one of her old posts or status updates from Facebook in 2014 from the Emma Rose account. It's pretty weird to me. No one, and I mean no one, should be logged into an account that was a part of a murder investigation. There is a certain person who logged into the account, changed the credentials, and then handed them over to Gypsy. Because now Gypsy Manson has made a separate space for more serious content. She's trying to siphon everyone over to her YT account. Don't do it. Don't even bother going over there. You know I got you. And for her first upload, it's 20 minutes of her scrolling through the Emma Rose account that Zombie Mom gave her access to. Literally no views, and it's so hard to even find Gypsy because she is not in the YT algorithm. In order to stay in it, you have to post consistently. She doesn't do that. She just sporadically starts a new channel that says, "Welcome to the official home of my upcoming podcast. Here I'll be interviewing a diverse range of guests and exploring the stories, experiences, and conversations that often go unheard. Subscribe now and join me as this platform grows." Oh my gosh, let's get through this interview, and then I'm going to let you guys hear the audio from the other video that just dropped, probably from the Emma Rose account.
That moment that I realized that something in me snapped.
Oh my God, she did not just go there.
Snapped. And he and I had previously discussed that we were going to have sex in the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, to the men's bathroom, go to the handicap stall. He follows me in. We attempt to have sex. Doesn't work out.
Okay.
She is so smug about it. And I just want to show you guys some of the other things she says about Nick.
I was doing my best to kind of like bridge that connection because I really wanted both of them in my life. I wanted my mom in my life and I wanted Nick in my life. And we had previously, knocked around the idea of murder. And he said, yes, even your mom. Like, I'll take her out too. And never thinking that that was actually going to happen. Nick was the car, I was the key. Separately, probably not dangerous. Together, catastrophic. His conversations with me was predominantly about sex. It was predominantly about overpowering a woman because he had an interest in this BDSM master-slave relationship. And he had this with his ex-girlfriends as well. So it was before me, during me, and after me. So this is not something I brought to the relationship. This is something that he had a thing for. And I had not heard of this sort of master-slave relationship until meeting him. And so I did what I could to fulfill that fantasy for him. And that included making videos that we would send back and forth to each other. Those videos have now been released to the public.
Hi, it's me. I know you can't see me, but you can see my hand. I am. Oh, yeah, that's my sheet. I am just basically using this as a tool so you can hear my voice. I just wanted to tell you that I'm so very sorry about last night and how I behaved. I guess I was having a little bit of a rebel moment. So I was like, oh, cocky, and I'm gonna, try and be a rebel, and I don't even know why. I guess I was just feeling cocky last night. I feel completely different from last night. I feel sore from battling with your pure dominant side. What's amazing is he's like seeming like a lot like Sir Victor is. But I guess I just don't like being yelled at or not used to it. And so, I know that it's in the past now, and well, it was just last night, but I just want you to know that I was out of line, and I know you know that, but I was out of line. I realized I was out of line, and I'm really, really sorry for it. Usually I don't act that way. I know my place. So I'm just really, really sorry about how I acted, and I promise you that I will get in line, and I will just be a better soulmate, a better person, a better girlfriend, a better wife, just better in every sense of the word. I adore you. I worship you. I love you. I know this is in the wrong order, but you mean everything to me, and I would never ever leave you no matter what. I told you this once before, and I'm gonna tell you again. You could kill me, and I would forgive you, and I would let you because I love you that much, and I worship you that much. And I would never leave you, and I don't put anyone above you. I put God above you, but only because He is my God, and I have been raised a Catholic my whole life, but you are my twin flame soulmate, and you are the creator of my soul, and I belong to you, and you're everything to me, and, I guess it's a tight run between you and God, but, I just don't want to be, like, struck by lightning or something right now, but I'm crying as you can hear, but I just feel so horrible because your posts were so nice, and I was so mean, and I don't even know why. So I'm so sorry, and I won't be that way again. I know my place, and please know that if you ever think about wanting to leave, or if you feel like things are getting too hard, please just tell me, and I'll get in line as quick as can be, because you leaving is the worst possible thing that could ever happen to me. And if I knew that, God, I would have stopped right away. So please just, I want you to stay with me. I need you to stay with me. And after hearing 30 times you could have left me, or left me, and you didn't, you stayed, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. But I know I can be a brat sometimes, but please forgive me for that. And please know that no matter what, no matter how many children we have, you always come first in my book. Always. And yes, we will have many children, but that doesn't mean that I put them over you. I just meant I'd be a protective parent, and that's understandable. And I explained to you last night, I know that you're not the kind of person that would just beat on somebody like me for no reason. I know that you have your own way of punishment, and usually it is just sexual. So I guess I was out of line saying that you would hit me or beat me or hurt me in a abusive way. I know that you wouldn't, so I'm very sorry for just saying that about you. I guess I was just very scared of your dominant side, and I still am. I fear him respectfully, but also I just fear him, period. And it will take me time to adapt to him. I won't pick a fight with him again. I'll just really back down next time because I realize that I guess he's the one pulling the strings here. He can take things away or he can grant them. And I'm trying to get that privilege of having a child with you back. So I'll be a good girl. And I'm really sorry for everything that I said last night and about the whole thing with my mom. I just want her to see what kind of wonderful person you are. And I know that there's a darkness inside of you. She can see it, you know. And I'm like, you know, he was nice to us, and I'm trying not to be too into you, but also not, you know, not too passive either. So I'm really trying my best on my end. Please be patient on yours. I know you dislike my mom, or I know you don't particularly like her, or hate her, or whatever. Just please, I want you two to get along for my sake, for the sake of our children. Please do this for our bond. Not because you like her or because any other reason, just because you want to fight for me. Please do this for me, honey. Please. Just please be by my side. That's all I ask. I love and adore you and worship you forevermore.
Is that what, because of the court case or for
Yes.
other reasons? Okay.
Yes. They are quite humiliating.
She was all in, you guys. She knows exactly what she did. It's always somebody else's fault. Someone else is the predator. It's always Dee Dee's fault or Dan's fault or Nick's fault. Like, how many people did you wrong, Jip? How many?
Because these videos were intimate. They're not meant for the public. They were meant for Nick and only at the time. But anything from, you know, doing sexual acts to saying really disturbing things that I definitely regret.
Well, you kind of have to say that, don't you, Gypsy? Because you offered up your unborn daughter.
Nick, I do not believe he loved me one bit. I believe that I was someone who was in a very specific situation, vulnerable situation.
No, Gypsy, that man loved you down. He gave his whole life for you and would still do it to this day. And then she calls herself the vulnerable one.
To fill out his fantasies. He often had fantasies that were very disturbing.
Could you, are you open to saying what they
Rape fantasies. And he was looking for someone who was not worldly and experienced. So someone in a very vulnerable state to live out these fantasies with or to.
Not worldly. Gypsy, you have been to more states than I have. And I used to live a gypsy nomad lifestyle. Okay.
Okay.
And like I said, it would be one thing if, you know, I brought a certain element into the relationship that was equally as disturbing. Like if those were my desires, but
Your desires were a lot more disturbing. You wanted to murk your mom.
it wasn't. And before me, you know, his ex-girlfriends did warn me.
Oh,
There
they
was
did?
there was an ex-girlfriend that did warn me that he has very disturbing behavioral patterns, and I brushed it off like, she's just a jealous ex-girlfriend, and I completely ignored it. So I knew that that was the day. I had been texting with Nick. He said, you might want to start saying your goodbyes. And so I just remember my mom and I said, we're going to paint our nails, we're going to watch a movie. And I wanted to make it a good night. Like I wanted to make it a night that I felt like I would remember her for the good. So she cooked dinner, she ate her dinner, I painted her nails, she painted my nails, picked out a movie, and laid down. She took a little longer to fall asleep, and I texted him that she fell asleep. He texted me, he's like, I'm here. So I get up out of bed, and I walk over, open the door. First thing he said when he comes to the door is, this bitch is dead.
You see, that is Gypsy's little new addition to this interview because she's saying that is what prompted her to post what she did on Facebook because Nick said it first.
And I logged into my mom's Facebook account. So I log into her Facebook account, and I think back to what he said when he came in the house. The bitch is dead. So that's what I put. My mom hardly ever cussed, especially around people. So that's what I put to seem alarming. So the authorities could go and find her, and then she could be given a burial.
When you're describing this, you're so calm. You're so composed. I feel like you could almost be telling me about a night, at the theatre. When you and Nick fled to Wisconsin, it was you who alerted authorities that your mother was dead.
It was. I feel like a lot of people feel like the words were very vulgar, which they were, in which I had her found, because I posted on Facebook a vulgar message. But the point was not because that's what I felt. The point was that I used her social media to post this, and I figured if it was a really weird message that seemed strange, someone would call the authorities and have a house check and check on the house.
I can still see through the lies, plotting up on my demise. But you know that I'm still killing shit. Bitch, I'm killing shit. Run up